to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League in Las Vegas.
Gotta love it, Kristen. We're in Las Vegas.
A very hot Las Vegas. I'm going to do this Marv Albert style. A steamy Las Vegas.
You gotta give the temperature.
It's
101?
I think it's like 111-ish.
There you go. There you go.
That's just a guesstimate. Hey everybody, welcome back in. I'm Kristen Ledlow. He's the NBA champion, Steve Smith. We've got at least a point guard battle now as the Atlanta Hawks are taking on the Indiana Pacers here as Summer League continues. Trae Young, Aaron Holiday. Trae Young, of course, acquired by the Hawks in a draft day trade with the Dallas Mavericks, selected 5th overall. They also got a first-round pick in that deal. Aaron Holiday, the younger brother of Justin and Drew. What are your expectations for this matchup?
Well, definitely looking for it. You have 2 point guards who will really go at it. Aaron Holiday is going to definitely test Trae Young. And let's start off with Trae Young. Fantastic game yesterday, Kristen. Knocking down the long shots, the 3-ball. I think he was comfortable. He wasn't pressing. You know, his first games before he got to Summer League, kind of hunting out shots and really had his mind made up that he was just going to score. I thought he started off great, got some free throws, and he started passing the basketball. I would love for the fans to watch. His passing is underrated. Everybody talks about his shooting and his scoring. He did lead the nation in assists as well, so I thought yesterday was one of those games he's found his groove.
That was one of the things that GM Travis Schlenk told me on draft night, that he fell in love with his passing ability. It wasn't just necessarily his ability to score off the dribble, though he has done that very well thus far this Summer League stint.
Totally right. And the one thing is you watch how can he maneuver through this contact, maneuver to guys being physical with him. And I think also for him is how can he get into the paint and score and be effective.
Aaron Holiday with the 23rd overall selection, but also with the NBA DNA, right?
Yes, for sure. I think also, Kristen, we forget his sister played at UCLA. Let's not forget sis. But he can definitely play. What a treat. And for the Holiday family, have 3 guys, 3 sons in the NBA. He leads this Indiana Pacers team in Vegas Summer League in points, in minutes, and also in assists and steals.
All right, so the winner between this game, the Hawks and Pacers, will advance to take on the Trailblazers in Portland's bracket. That game's going to be Thursday at 10:30 on ESPN2. Your starting lineups for the Hawks and Pacers, as tip is now just moments away. Again, we're talking about this point guard matchup between Trae Young and Aaron Holiday, but we've got other rookies now that are going to be vying for spots, vying for valuable NBA minutes.
And Omari Spellman, the Hawks draft pick, fantastic job. You look at him, he was the 30th pick, the last player in the first round, but he's been fantastic as well. And as for this Indiana Pacers team, obviously Aaron Holiday is the featured guy, but they have some veterans out there, TJ Leaf, Travis Leslie. These guys have been around.
Holiday pulls up from 3, can't get it to go. It's headed the other way. What, though, do you see as the biggest difference in a guy's rookie and sophomore showing out here at Summer?
Well, I think, first of all, you take one guy for the Atlanta Hawks, Collins. He's done a nice job. He looks so much comfortable than last year, and he played well last year. He worked on his game, knew what was expected of him, and the game just flows a little bit easier when you get a chance to go through a year.
Holiday looking up the floor. Gets it to go inside.
Waitress from Kentucky
with the bucket.
6'7".
Now tied up 2-2.
It's good. Summer League is fun. I love Kristen getting a chance to see these players before they get a chance to enter training camp in preseason, and obviously the big dance you got to play in the regular season, to see where their game is, and they get a chance to explore. A lot of these guys, the shot selections are totally different. There's John Collins, who's had a fantastic summer, one of the best I've seen, throughout this summer of guys improving from year to year.
And we won't see any more of him here in Vegas, but he was selected by the Hawks with the 19th overall pick last season after spending 2 seasons at Wake Forest. What, though, do you expect to see from him taking that sophomore jump?
Well, you've seen games already in Summer League, Kristen, where he's able to be comfortable and knock down the 3-ball. His athleticism has always been off the charts. Great pass, even though it was out of bounds from Trae Young. That look away with his eyes and influencing guys to move, just the pass was off the mark.
And I think that's one of the most important things that you can see at Summer League. Even broken plays, even turnovers like that one was, you see a guy's ability to actually see the floor, to actually see a play develop. The Hawks, again, taking advantage inside.
Now Alizé Johnson for the Pacers getting a tip in.
Spellman moving the ball. Cleveland kicks it back out, and Spellman can't get it.
Oh, they didn't close that door. Christian, they got to close the door. It's a little airy. That's the little air ball.
Leslie.
University of Georgia. Travis Leslie's been around. He's 28 years old, still trying to find his way. Maybe an NBA team. And you know what I love and just been, I guess, impressed with Tyler Dorsey. It's only one game, but he had 14 rebounds. He's a leading rebounder in Summer League.
Again, those are the kind of things that you notice at Summer League. A guy's ability to see the floor, a guy's ability to clear out in the paint. As TJ Leaf, it's another 3 to fall. Indiana out to an early lead, 10-2.
6'10" in his second year out of UCLA, the 18th pick in 2017. Stretch 4, obviously being able to knock down shots.
10 straight points for the Pacers as it's headed the other way. TJ Leaf, though, knowing where he can take an advantage.
Yeah, those two guys play with one another at UCLA. They have some good chemistry, and that was a beautiful shot by TJ Leaf.
Is that why he tweeted? I think he tweeted like the laughing emojis on draft night. Is that why? Like he knew how well this was going to go?
Especially in Summer League for him. He said, I got my point guard. We're going to play a little buddy ball.
Hawks moving the ball. Cleveland taking another 3, but Poitras headed the other way. He's got 5 points thus far.
Nice move. Beautiful use of strength.
The Pacers, again, continuing to take advantage inside. If you're the Hawks, what has to shift defensively?
Yeah, I think just the mindset. And you can see there's a sub, and there's Trae Young.
Or that.
There's certain guys have that it factor. You hit a fans. Ooh. He has the ability to create his own shot from deep.
And that would end a 12-0 run by the Pacers. It's headed the other way. The Hawks with a chance to continue to cut into that deficit. Trae Young looking to create offensively. Gets inside, kicks it out to Landale. Takes another 3, but looks like he got it to go. Despite it looked like TJ Leaf got a piece of that.
A little bit, but I love, Kristen, watching that play from Trae Young. If you watch, he probed. He took the contact and usually guys pick up the dribble or throw an errant pass or a shot. He kept his dribble a la Steve Nash. Probe, got into the paint and made a perfect pass out to his big for a nice 3.
Looks like the Hawks have, well, at least found a little bit of rhythm defensively, despite Leslie getting that one to go again inside the paint. That would end a 6-0 run by the Hawks. Trae Young headed the other way. Watch how often defenses are switching onto Trae Young, trying to throw bigger bodies at him.
Yeah, you see right there, that's the one time where looking for a foul, you still have to play basketball where you just play. You don't play for the foul because he didn't get the call and took up an errant shot. And Aaron Holiday is a point guard that's physical, Kristen. Loves to play.
And it's going to be a point guard battle here with the Hawks and Pacers. The Pacers lead the way 16-8 thus far, but Trae Young continuing that streak of 3s here in Las Vegas, and John Collins is liking what he sees. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Las Vegas as the Pacers lead the Hawks 16-8, and considering my regular role, it is a travesty I have not introduced the third member of our broadcast team, the sideline reporter, Jared Greenberg.
We'll see you in Kangaroo Court after the game, Kristen. Well, as you guys have been talking about a lot off the top, Trae Young's success in the game yesterday where he hit 7 threes, coming off the struggle where he hit just 6 threes in his first 5 games in Summer League. He admitted after the game yesterday he truly didn't know what to expect out of the start of his pro career. He said the speed of the game was the biggest thing, Smitty, that he is still yet to truly figure out, and clearly it's going to be even picked up a notch once we get to the NBA regular season.
Jared, I love that because that speed, and you're talking about a young guy, when you think point guards, because they're fast, that they could adjust, is totally different because you have bigs now that can slide their feet, stay in front of you. Also the physicality with the speed. But I think after the last game, I think he's getting more comfortable.
That, though, one of the things, Smitty, that the Hawks loved about Trae Young, it was his ability not just to get back defensively as quickly as he could from the offensive possessions, but it was his ability to accelerate and decelerate at a level that you see in the very top-notch NBA talent.
Nice play by TJ Leaf on a 2-on-1, read the play. This is where Aaron Holiday is pretty good in open court and unbalanced defense. And there's TJ Leaf. And it's a nice start of the game for the Pacers power forward, TJ Leaf.
All 5 Pacers starters have scored as TJ Leaf goes to the free throw line. But look at Trae Young's numbers thus far in Summer League. And it's funny because those overreactions in his first couple of appearances were, well, what's happening? The field goals aren't falling, but he's turned it around as his confidence has grown.
Christian, I'm glad you pointed that out. And most people just start to look at the stats. Everybody wants to play well, but it's Summer League. And sometimes you have young guys pressing. But I watched those games where you're struggling. And if you take away the struggling of his shot, I thought everything else he was pretty good. And now he's fell in love with being able to just play. And I think those are the type of shots that he'll get better. The coaching staff will help him where he doesn't have to take low percentage off balance shots. He can get shots anytime he wants.
Foul on Morris. Moore is headed to the line. So he finished the regular season with the Pacers. He appeared in 2 games. Again, we talk about these guys who make the transition from a rookie season to then a sophomore showing out here at Summer League. What do you think is the most important thing that you could take, the most important quality that you could take from, what, an NBA appearance to now you're one of the leaders out here at Summer League?
You know, I think just confidence. And I think also when you get a chance to be around the NBA guys and those guys, that experience and those guys talking to you, it gives you a lot of confidence. You know what you have to work on. You got a chance to see, even though those 2 appearances, you've been around the guys who do it at a high level. You got to come out and be professional. And I think, listen to Jeff Van Gundy earlier, he said it best. Come out here and do what you do best. And that's what these young guys have to do. Don't try to do what you can't do.
Holiday gets it to go. And the foul.
That was an
In
interesting
the 23rd
continuation.
overall pick, right?
Let me see. His foul. Okay, take a couple more steps.
Gave it to him, though.
It's the NBA. You get 3 or 4, Kristen.
Yeah. We joked about it all throughout the
That's a
playoffs.
1,
It's
2,
Reggie
3.
Miller 2.0. All right? Not good enough for one of Smitty's under the rim.
No, not
plays?
yet.
Yeah. One of these days.
I got to find Trae Young a nickname. He asked me that during the draft. He needs a nickname for Smitty's under the rim.
Oh, I like that. How do you come up with those, by the way?
Me and my staff, Matt Gaines, Torrance.
Me and my
I got
staff.
my staff.
So I could be in that, right?
You could. We need you.
So if I think of something, then I'm part of
Yeah,
the...
you're part of the staff.
I understand. I can appreciate, though. You know, you never forget the little guys. It's the staff. Spellman can't get it to go inside. Pacers headed the other way. Moore, yet again, driving. Draws another foul. The Pacers lead the way 21-12. We've got less than 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Las Vegas. The Pacers lead the Hawks 21-12 with 2:52 to go in this first quarter. Coming up at halftime, we'll be joined by Manny Jackson as he's going to be honoring those with basketball's Human Spirit Award. J.J. Barea, Tina Charles, and Boris Diaw are all going to be part of that presentation. And you, Smitty, are a previous recipient of this award as well.
Yeah, and I think also is so glad to get a chance to, I wanted to receive that award, but bearing Manny Jackson's name, but just if you get a chance, and we'll get a chance to dive into it at halftime, so much about these 3 recipients, but also Manny Jackson himself, just a fantastic human being, has done so much, I mean, for basketball, business, and just humanity.
The Hawks now trying to break up a 7-0 run by the Pacers. It's Trae Young again looks to create. Cleveland inside draws the foul.
His passing is pretty good. Trae comes off, understood that he had to accept the double team and a hard hedge, coming up that screen and roll, made a nice pass, and from his size, he's not seeing over the defense. He just influenced the defense with his vision and his eyes, and does a nice job of putting the ball on target.
When you talk about a guy growing in confidence, this is now a guy who's seen action in 17 different games between Atlanta and Dallas. So as you go ahead and get that NBA experience, you come out here and you watch, again, the confidence skyrocket with these guys now playing against Summer League competition.
His second year, Antonius Cleveland from Southeast Missouri State. He's been around, and I love what he's done In his 2 seasons at Southeast Missouri, averaged 16 points. And so far in this summer league, he's been positive.
Yet again, finding the advantage inside, this time off the dribble. And they just seem to clean house for him. Again, that court vision. Trae Young can't quite get it to go across the floor. But
that's a nice crossover for Ben Moore. What I like about him is we understand he's going to the rim. He's got to the line and got fouled a couple times, and that one, nobody rotated over quickly, and he took advantage.
This now a 9-0 run by the Pacers as they lead the way 25-12. The foul's called. Ben Moore, though, a two-way contract player last season with Indiana. He had time with their G League affiliate, and again, had time not only to gain that confidence, but also to develop offensively, and we're seeing the fruit of that labor right now on the offensive end.
Team best 67% enter into this game, and he's been on point and taking high field goal shots. Jalen Adams has been wonderful for the Atlanta Hawks. Got it up, and
rebounds headed the other way. Pacers looking to improve upon a 9-0 run thus far. Moore.
Okay.
Woo. The ball handling ability, also a huge improvement.
There's some guys, a la James Harden, they understand how to get fouled. Ben Moore is one of those guys who likes contact, feels contact, and plays through contact.
And speaking of James Harden, that's also why they get that extra step now. Just kidding, James. We love you so.
James didn't hear you. He's off somewhere in the Greek Isles somewhere.
Fair. That's a fair point. No chance he's watching this. The Summer League tournament continues tonight in Las Vegas on ESPN2 and the ESPN app as we bring you Toronto and Denver at 10 Eastern. Moore with the second of two free throws. A 10-0 run by the Pacers. And this first quarter has been the story of these offensive runs, with each team taking advantage at some point. But there's your 3 Hawks draft picks. They had 4 picks between 3 and 34 on draft night. Of course, some acquisitions made in order to solidify future draft picks as well. Travis Schlenk seemed to be pleased with the Trae Young pick, not only because of that talent, but because he was able to acquire another future first-rounder as well.
Yes, and that was the guy they wanted. They got a chance to make a deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas wanted Luka Doncic, so I think it worked out well for both teams. We can't forget Omari Spellman. Nice job. And obviously, Kevin Huerter, who love for him to get a chance to get to the experience, but he has an injury. And I thought, a nice job with their 60th pick, Alfred. But those 3 guys will get a chance to play major minutes for the Atlanta Hawks.
We do see that injury to his right hand, and for more on that, Jared Greenberg standing by.
I just spoke to Kevin Kristen right before the game, and he's really optimistic about an upcoming doctor's visit that he has next week. And if all goes well, Kevin believes that he'll be able to start doing some light shooting, no contact, but Kevin could be back on the court as soon as next week.
Good news.
It is good news.
27-12. Now the Pacers with the lead. The Hawks have missed their last 7 shots, though. Not a single point in the last 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Trying to turn that around here without Trae Young on the floor, but another 3. Was that a 3? Got it to go. A long 2.
Yeah, it was a long 2. Analytics, they don't like those long 2s. They want all 3s.
Well, it's a fair point, though. If you're a 3-point shooter, know where your feet are on the floor.
Jalen Adams yesterday was just fantastic, Kristen. He had 23 points in 24 minutes off the bench. He was 5 for 7 from 3s. Okay, nice move.
Nice kicks. Johnson, okay.
Kristen, I thought you were going to say nice move. You said nice kicks. I like that.
The move spoke for itself, but nobody has spoken about those kicks yet. Wilcox for 3. He gets that to fall as well. The Pacers now taking a decisive lead here as we wrap up the first quarter, 32-16 with 21 seconds to go.
C.J. Wilcox, 28th pick in 2014 draft from the Clippers in his 4th year.
Another steal, headed the other way again, disrupting the Hawks' chance to cut into this deficit.
Edmond Sumner from Detroit, Michigan, 52nd pick. The kid has a lot of talent. He's just been battling a lot of injuries.
Adams can't get that one to fall. The Pacers, though, double up the Hawks here, 32-16. Thank you guys in the truck for showing me those shoes one more time as we wrap up the end of this first quarter. Welcome back to Las Vegas and MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. The Pacers lead the Hawks 32-16 here at the start of the second quarter, and they had in those first couple of minutes all 5 of their starters scoring, and it's been a very balanced effort here thus far.
Yeah, you saw the stats, the graphics, and they're doing a good job. And a big-time shot for the Atlanta Hawks from Robert Johnson from Indiana, undrafted rookie. But when you look at the Pacers, 57% shooting from the field, but more importantly, defensively, they held the Hawks to 33%.
Landale's foul.
Nice job by Robert Johnson, gathering the rebound, pushing the pace, gave his ball club the Hawks numbers. Found big Landale in the post.
Jock Landale, he averaged 21.1 points and 10.2 rebounds last season. All starts as a senior at St. Mary's College. Can't get the first free throw to fall, but the ability to be a double-double kind of post presence.
Yeah, you give yourself a chance when you're 6'11". People are going to give you a chance. 255, averaged that many points in college. There's always room for a big guy that can shoot it and rebound.
Pacers pushing the floor.
Nice pass by Edmond. Good job by Henry Sims. He's been around for a while. 28 years old in his 5th year from Georgetown.
How about this assist?
You love a point guard that can turn the corner, good pick, and then also a beautiful pass on the money. The bounce pass is hard, Christian. A lot of times guys will pass it and throw it too low. Sometimes the ball comes up too high. You put that right on the money.
3 assists for Sumner thus far. Wilcox chasing the ball down, headed back the other way.
Nice rebound. Zach Smith from Texas Tech way up. Had his game in the March Madness tournament. Energy, athleticism, he was all over the place.
Robert Johnson with a turnover. The Pacers pushing the floor. The 3 in transition won't fall.
It was Bryce Alford, Steve Alford's son, played for him at UCLA, missed that wide open look.
What goes through the minds of these young guys who are competing for positions right now? It's a professional debut. They're competing for NBA playing time. What goes through the minds of these guys?
A lot of stress. I mean, obviously they're playing and they're auditioning for their team right there, but they're also auditioning for 29 other teams. I think for them is to try to relax your nerves, trust that what you've been doing and all the hard work you've put in, and just come out there and try to play freely. Have some fun. Defensively, try to set the tone. If most of these coaches are looking for these guys, and what can you do without the basketball? Because you won't be the first, second, third, or fourth options, a lot of them on their team. So what else can you bring to the table, the intangibles for a roster if you do so make it?
Is the mindset any different, you think, when you're playing for a team during Summer League that could translate not only to an NBA team throughout the year, but a team that's looking to rebuild from the ground up? Do you think differently?
Yeah, I think so. I think also you look at it as you saying, hey, I have more opportunity because this is a young team that's rebuilding, and they might want to establish some guys that are just coming out and playing hard. One thing you can do is always come out and be professional. And the little things, the defensive rebounding and talking, communication, the one thing you'll see totally different, Christian. You've done 1,000 NBA games where you don't see communication from these young guys. There's a lot from the coaches. You don't see guys talking to each other, They just come out and play because they're just not comfortable yet with each other.
It stands out, though, when they do.
It does. And you see the guys like a Trae Young talking. But most of all, this group right here, maybe 1 out of the 10 are communicating. As you can see right now, you see Zach Smith talking, Tyler Dorsey. But Dorsey's been around. This is his 2nd year. But most of the rookies, extremely quiet. And that'll change in a couple years.
Trae Young checking back in. All right, we've got the matchup that everybody wanted to see.
Aaron Holiday.
3 points for Trae Young thus far. He's 1 for 3.
Totally different, 6'1", 188 for Holiday. And Trae Young, they have him at 180. I think they gave him a couple pounds.
Foul's called. Tyler Dorsey draws the foul.
Travis Leslie coming back in for the Pacers. Love to see the Hawks right now find some kind of way to get Spellman a couple of looks. Some touches for him and a good job.
Another turnover for the Hawks. The 8th turnover for the Hawks.
It's not good when you're shooting bad and you combine that with turnovers. It's a recipe for disaster. And I think right now this is where you want Trae Young, find the basketball and kind of become a leader in the control right now. Their offense right now is sluggish, and they're just taking one shot, balls not moving, bodies not moving.
If you're Amari Spellman at this point, do you look to try and take advantage inside despite having hit from 3?
Yeah, and I think that's where Trae Young and some kind of leadership, you grab the basketball, you look at Chris Gent, and Chris Gent doesn't give you a call. You look at Amari Spellman and say, hey, I know you can shoot it, but we don't need that right now. Look at the score. Only if it's wide open you take that 3 or you got it going. We need a high percentage shot, and more importantly, we need some ball movement and some body movement to run some kind of plays to get the energy back.
Henry Sims at the line. That's Coach Chris Gent of the Atlanta Hawks. Sims with 5 points thus far tonight, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and an opportunity for another one.
He spent last season in Italy after playing in China. Last played in the NBA in 2015, 2016 with the Nets. Big body.
The Pacers have already 18 bench points. What does that say, though, about a young team, young talent? Again, the lack of communication is there on both ends of the floor.
Yes.
So what is it about this bench that's been able to take advantage?
Well, I think the one thing I love about the Pacers is watching this game. Just watch their offense versus the Hawks. Just watch how many guys move. So, for instance, we're going to take this possession. You have Aaron Holiday, and you see the spacing already for them. Once they get into it, there's a whole bunch of movement. Guys start to go. 5 guys in motion, 1 guy with the basketball. They're moving. Now you get a shot, miss or make. The defense is off balance.
And the
opposite
bench,
now is watch the Hawks.
right, has not only been able to take advantage.
Standing, one-on-one, no one's moving.
Right.
4 guys are just standing. There's no angles. No picks, nobody's moving. It's all one-on-one, and he bailed him out.
The Pacers only have 2 turnovers to that point as well. Got the Pacers coach, Steve Gansey. 41-24 here in the second quarter already.
Gansey getting a chance to come out here and a chance to coach. You know, obviously, Nate McMillan sitting to our left right here, getting a chance to evaluate the players and his coaching staff. Gansey.
Maybe I can try that next, coaching the team.
I'm going to try sideline one day.
41-24, the Indiana Pacers with the advantage. Coach Nate McMillan sitting courtside right next to us. We'll be right back.
That's Popeye Jones.
Las Vegas, as the sign notes, 41-24. The Pacers with the advantage here. We're now in bracket play, Smitty. You've got a 15 seed, an 18 seed. Did you fill out your summer league bracket? Do you have any
not yet.
expectations?
I like OKC.
Well, you can't.
I like OKC.
You
Summer
can't
league.
fill it out late.
I just told you I picked OKC to win it all.
Okay. I like it.
I want to tell you, I'm getting text messages from all my friends in Michigan and all over the country saying you're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, man, I'm nervous.
You nervous?
Whew. I mean, we're a quarter and a half in. Do you feel like I'm improving? Perhaps my sophomore summer league stint.
They said I'm real bad. That's all my friends say.
She's carrying you.
She's carrying him. TJ Leaf. TJ's having a good time.
That he is. You know why?
They're carrying us. You know, thanks for carrying me.
Well, it's some experience. It's some confidence. It grows after about a quarter and a half, I'm learning.
There you go. Spellman, that's one thing I love about him is his ability to play bigger when he needs to, post up. He's real good on pick and rolls, being able to switch, slide his feet, and then also he can shoot the basketball, then getting out and running. He's a nice pickup for the Atlanta Hawks.
Tyler Dorsey. Gonna drive. Can't
TJ
finish.
Leaf, what a game he's having. Nice block shot. Foul on.
The foul is on TJ Leaf, but again, the defensive presence that he's provided.
Pacers ball.
Oh, it's Pacers ball. You're right. Headed the other way. Offensive.
Aaron Holiday, nice. To Travis Leslie. Good job of being able to get into the defense. And this is where he's using his size and his experience of playing with a lot of contact.
Holiday with 4 assists thus far as he looks up the floor.
Gotta throw that one up.
Tyler Dorsey again headed the other way. This time he's looking inside.
Watch
Got a couple of
Holiday.
first-round
That's
point
the strength.
guards.
Once you get into the paint, being able to break down the defense, it makes somebody help. He takes this bump from Trae Young and understood that Tyler Dorsey was coming over. Gives Travis Leslie easy layup.
How much stock do you put into these summer league performances? How much stock do you put into a matchup like this one between Aaron Holiday and Trae Young?
Well, it's totally different. Trae Young will probably be asked to do a little bit more than Aaron Holiday for the Pacers, but Aaron Holiday is a guy that you get a chance to see that you're comfortable where they can run a team. Both guys will get playing time and both have a chance, you know, down the line to be special players. I've been loving Aaron Holiday since his freshman year. Just the things he could do. He played off the basketball when Lonzo Ball was there. Then he went back to the basketball where he's kind of playing a traditional point. Then this year they needed him to score a lot, so he's been asked to do a lot for the Bruins.
Tyler Dorsey with 3 more as the Hawks try to cut into their deficit. Now 47-34 here in the second quarter. Again, John Collins likes what he sees from the bench.
Very supportive. You can see how comfortable he's communicating, talking. TJ.
Rookie point guards drafted in the 2018 rookie class. We're talking about Trae Young, of course. We're talking about Aaron Holiday. But we've got others out here at Summer League. And this, the point guard position, easily the most competitive in the NBA at this point.
So important. And look at these guys, what they've done so far entering to Wednesday. Colin Sexton has been fantastic. As you can see, we love to see his assist numbers up, but I thought he had a fantastic game. Aaron Holiday, 15.6 assists. You see Trae Young. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 19. I mean, and he has some size at that point guard position.
Sexton and Alexander both with wins today.
A little bit more body movement and ball movement from the Atlanta Hawks.
Johnson to Poitras.
Nice.
Dorsey pulling up, looking for 3 more. Johnson this time going to be rewarded with a couple of his own.
Got to get a timeout if you're Christian. You were cut into this league, and right now the Pacers are running away with it. As we can see, Christian, we're going to break. We got a steal, and they get out and run. 52-34. Pacers are having fun. Watch this finish, Christian. Oh, I wish I could do this.
Ooh, you
nice.
could at one point. At one point, you could. back to Las Vegas. The Pacers lead the Hawks 52-34 with 2:32 to go in the second quarter. Again, this is the first round of tournament play. The winner of this will advance in the Trailblazers bracket to take on the Trailblazers.
Nice little floater. You got to have that in your game when you're a smaller point guard. Anytime you're in that paint, you can't get all the way to the rim. A floater shot is what you have to have, and Trey showed us that. I like working with you. My followers are going up.
What? No.
We got Mike Fratello
First of all,
texting me.
there's so many things to keep up with.
Well, Mike Fratello said you're doing fantastic.
Well, if that's coming from the Czar, I'll take it.
You know, you had veterans when I played in the NBA. Mike Fratello is my veteran in broadcasting. He's my vet I go to. The Czar.
I like that. I like that. I have a few broadcasting veterans that I go to as well.
Watch this
floater.
floater.
We'll talk about them shortly. Trae Young, though, get it done inside.
That was off the wrong leg, and that's a tough shot to be able to block. This is a good matchup. And Holiday staying in front, he got a piece of it.
Woo. 13 turnovers for the Hawks thus far. The Pacers taking advantage as well. 57% from the field. Woo. Headed the other way.
Nice. It was a good attempt. The pass.
Young back inside to Cleveland. He get that one to go. Holiday with the drive and the finish. He's got 6 points and 4 assists thus far.
A beautiful floor game. Being able to score, but he also is keeping his young teammates and bigs happy.
Speaking of Young, that's Trae Young with the turnover. Headed the other way. Holiday yet again.
Again.
This is their largest lead thus far of this game with less than a minute to go here in the second quarter.
Let's take that play right there, Kristen. A lot of young point guards, and he is one young point guard. The mistake they made, they will go too fast on a fast break, outrun their opponents, don't let the play develop. He let guys run. The defense went to other guys, as you see, first to steal. But watch Aaron Holiday. Now he has beautiful speed. He just probed, and then let the defense kind of spread out and catch the guys who are running without the basketball, and then he finishes. That's a big-time play from a young point guard.
Hawks with possession.
Usually those young point guards, they have one speed, Kristen. It's just fast.
Fast, right. I remember when I was 19.
That was a couple years ago. I don't remember when I was 19. Nice hesitation. Ooh.
A 20-point lead, and they're looking to improve upon it now with less than 35 seconds to go. Wait a second.
Was it a double
the
dribble?
hesitation?
Okay, wait a second. I got to see that one again. I'm going to try that one.
You might need to come up with a nickname for him.
No. I can't wait till we play against his brothers. I can't wait. Because we had him in draft day. That was like, are you going to foul him hard? You know what I mean? He's a young rook. Does he pay for all the dinners now?
Can we take advantage of that also? Like, could we go talk to the rookies afterwards and ask them to bring us donuts for tomorrow?
I don't know, Kristen. They'll bring you donuts. I don't know about me. I mean, I'm going to use my veteran leadership.
Did you ever have to pay for dinners when you were a rookie?
Yeah, I did. I mean,
what were the other rookie duties?
I got Ronnie cycling his paper in the morning, coffee and tea.
Wait, is there any proof of that anywhere? Where are the receipts?
We didn't have any social media when I played, so no. We had no pictures.
Oh, I mean literal receipts. Do we have any teammates perhaps listening that could call in?
And you know, the one good thing is we used to have that game where you put all your credit cards after I got a little bit older. And we get a rookie every time.
I typically have Jared Greenberg do that for me at the office.
I remember when Jared was a rook. Jared was a rook for a long time.
Yeah, because it took Ledlow about 2.5 years after they hired me to get on board to finally take over those duties. And speaking of which, since this is your first play-by-play opportunity, shouldn't you be bringing the donuts?
Oh, you're right.
Not that I need the donuts, but
Jared, well, we want something. Let me see what else we can ask for. No donuts, Jared. I don't need them.
Green juice.
I need some green juice.
It's a very 2018 Vegas thing to say. Less than 5 seconds to go here in this second quarter. But coming up at halftime, Manny Jackson will join us. Stay with us. The Pacers lead the way 62-40 at halftime, a 22-point lead. Poitras leading Indiana with 13 rebounds thus far, 13 points thus far. And we'll be right back with the Manny Jackson Basketball Human Spirit Award next. The Manny Jackson Award is basketball's Human Spirit Award. It was established in 2007 and honors individuals who have found the game of basketball just to be a contributing aspect of their personal growth. These are past winners, of course, including our NBA champion, Steve Smith, the 2016 and 2017 winners. And now we welcome Manny Jackson to our broadcast. Manny, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to join us. Will you tell me a little bit more about this award, what it means and what it means to you?
Well, the award started 10 years ago, and this will be the 11th year coming up. And what we try to do is recognize those players who have done the most off the court to support the game and support society. And it's been amazing. We've had roughly 30 players who have who received the award, and I'd say 15 to 18 of the 30 are close friends and still doing great things. And it's amazing. You look at the honor roll list of people who have received awards and what their communities think about them and what the nation thinks about them. I think of people right away like Grant Hill and from Philadelphia, Sonny Hill, as an example. You go to Philly and everyone knows Sonny. Magic Johnson, Bill Self, who's a global ambassador. Mutombo, he's every place. And then the one and only Steve Smith. I can't walk through the Midwest without someone telling me how great he is. I have to get through that.
Same, I know, I get it all the time. It's all the
amazing.
time.
I've got to fix that.
Tell us a little bit more, right, about this year's
amazing personalities.
winners.
Yeah, so what we try to do is kind of the so what after they've been high school stars and college stars and some in the NBA, and they've made money and they've done this, kind of like, so what? And the so what is, what are you doing for society? And this is kind of recognition of people who kind of got it early and began combining their sports career with their, what I'll call the altruistic kind of thing, philanthropy and that. And the list of people like Mutombo and others is just amazing, their accomplishments off the court.
JJ Barea is one of this year's honorees. Why JJ?
I'm sorry?
JJ Barea is one of this year's honorees.
Well, you know, let me just take all three of them at one time. I looked at the award winners, and it's kind of funny because JJ and Tina and then Boris, their work has been done not only in the country, in the U.S., but they've done work outside in Senegal and in Africa and France, and then they do great work here in this country. They become global citizens for doing this stuff. So I'm really pleased with Tina. She's done a lot of work in Africa with cancer, with kids over there and stuff, and just an amazing human being, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are great things.
JJ Barea, Tina Charles, Boris Diaw, also a winner this year.
Boris Diaw is a surprise. Almost 20 years in the NBA. You think of him as being a player and does great things in the communities he's been in, but you go to France and there's a guy active over there. Then you go down to Africa and Senegal, he's a major player there. People know him and know him as much for his philanthropy and his work in helping kids and communities out as they do for basketball.
You know, Manny, and I want to say thank you for getting a chance to receive that award, but I want to talk about you. I know you're such a humble guy. So much of you've done off the court and how so much you've gave to the game and also just humanity. Who was some of the, I would say, people that you looked up that inspired you to become Manny Jackson, you've done so much for us?
You know, it's funny. I played for a coach in my hometown that always said his word, Steve, really was, it's not about you. And I said, what does that mean? He said, what you're doing is to help somebody else. And once I got that concept in my head that it was never about me, it helped me in business, it helped me in sports, and it's kind of helped me get through life because I'm always focusing on what effect is what I'm doing having on someone else. And so
I think the last thing, Manny, I want to thank you again for, I grew up loving the Harlem Globetrotters. And by you having that Harlem Globetrotters and have the success you have, I want to thank you. Those are my idols, obviously the NBA players, but the Harlem Globetrotters, I got a chance to attend one of those, and I told my dad I always wanted to be a Harlem Globetrotter, so I went out playing basketball.
We could have used you out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny.
It's been real.
Manny Jackson of the Manny Jackson Award, basketball's Human Spirit Award. Thank you for taking the time to join us. And MGM Resort Summer League comes back right after this. Welcome back to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. The Indiana Pacers leading the way 62-40 over the Atlanta Hawks here at the start of the third quarter. The NBA champion, Steve Smith, sitting alongside me. I'm Kristen Ledlow. The third member of our broadcast team, Jared Greenberg, is standing by to report from the sidelines. The Pacers, though, with a huge advantage going into the locker room at the half. Alex Poitras leading the way with 13 points, 4 rebounds, but Aaron Holiday with 10 points and 4 assists. These guys have found an offensive rhythm.
They have. I mean, you look at the points in the paint, and those mean easy buckets. Also fast break points. They're plus 22, I think, from points in the paint, plus 10 in fast break points. And then Aaron Holiday has really led this team. As you can see, his floor game has been fantastic. He's 4 of 8. He's looked at it, and he has 4 assists. He has 3 turnovers, but a lot of those turnovers have been good turnovers, I call it, trying to make the right play. I love what he's done. They've shared the basketball. They have 2 guys in double figures, and everybody in the starting lineup has scored. Everybody's shooting a high percentage. I don't think anybody, Christian, we're watching this, is shot under 45% for the Pacers, and that's why they're close to 56%. And on the Hawks side, they have to find a way to get some easy buckets. This is too much one-on-one basketball, and everybody's relying on watching one guy with the basketball.
And the highly anticipated matchup was between these rookie point guards, Trae Young and Aaron Holiday. We've talked about Aaron, but Trae Young continuing to pull from 3. He struggled at the start of his summer league stint, but now he's found that confidence, Smitty, from downtown.
Yeah, he has. I mean, and then I love that floater for him. Is I would love to see more of him getting inside the paint and also drawing some fouls. He has the quickness, especially off these pick and rolls, to be able to turn the corner, get into the paint, throw his body into somebody. He has a small frame, but you have to do that and get to that free throw line and get some easy shots on that line when you shoot such a high percentage.
Again, continue to watch defenses switch to a larger defender on Trae Young, trying to take advantage defensively. Amari Spellman with the tip out by Alex Poitras. He'll stay down here.
And as he gets comfortable, you don't have to get off the basketball as early when you have a bigger guy switching to you. You want to spread it out. Obviously, have the basketball. Just go by him and make the play for somebody else.
It's not just the difference offensively you're talking about with the Pacers and Hawks here. Of course, the movement there has been phenomenal on the Pacers end, but it's the movement defensively. The communication is much higher. They're speaking to each other on the switches. Again, a huge difference in these two teams right now.
Yeah, it's huge difference in the scoreboard. And Kristen, great for you pointing that out. Is like they're switching, they're communicating, but also they're more physical than the Atlanta Hawks right now, especially on that defensive end.
Aaron Holiday to Travis Leslie. They'll hang on to it, get it back to Holiday, who will pull and knock down another one.
Good job. The Hawks did a nice job. Broken play.
13
Nice
points
move by
now
Trae.
for Holiday, but another foul.
Loose ball. Trae went for it. They didn't get it, and then Holiday gets a nice, easy look. Good look, good thought process, but you said it best. The Pacers are just more active right now. They're more active.
And again, it's not a skill that you're necessarily taught. It's one that I think develops over time in NBA talent, the ability to communicate with your team, the ability to know every position on the floor and tell them where they're supposed to be. But the communication level so much higher with the Pacers.
They're active, they're on the floor, their bench is into it.
17 turnovers now for the Atlanta Hawks. 15 points for Alex Poitras. 4 rebounds.
Christian, they have to find some kind of energy. Love to see right now is with the Pacers. You see this passing. I mean, they're getting what they want. I think you got to play Jalen Adams from the Atlanta Hawks with the Trae Young to have 2 guys that can make plays, that can break down the defense, that can get into the lane.
Trae Young trying to do so. He may have heard you. They're so quiet offensively, he may actually hear you talking. We're pretty close to the sideline. Trae Young, though,
I'm just running
go.
through the Pacers lineup as far as experience and guys. And there's a runner by Aaron Holiday was deep. There's Spellman. You have Poitras 24. You have Holiday. Yes, he's young with 21. Then you have TJ Leaf, who's been around and played. CJ Wilcox 27. Henry Sims 28.
Antonius Cleveland drawing the foul. Again, Antonius had 17 combined games between Atlanta and Dallas. Played about 7 minutes a game, but this to be his second showing at Summer League. Again, the confidence that you see go.
See the bracket.
First rookie, the sophomore showing. The winner of this game will go on to face Portland in Portland's bracket as Antonius Cleveland gets his second free throw to go. And we're talking about our brackets. Earlier today, Chicago, a number 24 seed, upset Dallas, a number 9 seed. But you've got OKC winning it all? I don't think I ever got your thoughts on why that is the case.
Watch them. They have guys, 3 guys with Hamilton. They also have TJ Dozier. They have guys that are 1, 2, and 3 spot that just playing at a high level. Terrence Ferguson, they have 3 guys that's getting the rebound and pushing it. They're finishing strong at the basket. I like the way they've been playing.
A good one going on at Cox Pavilion right now on ESPN2. A 3-point game with 7 seconds to go. The Detroit Pistons with a 60-57 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Again, just 7 seconds left in that game. An 8-0 run by the Hawks.
Okay.
Smitty, you said that you wanted to see them starting to take advantage inside. You wanted to see Trae Young breaking down the defense. Are
He's
you
doing
pleased with what you've seen
I'm pleased
thus
so
far?
far. A little late, but I'm pleased.
Yeah. Fair. There's time.
It is, but I'm saying it's a little late. I like this 2-box. We get a chance to watch both games.
I like it also. Get a chance to see Dwayne Casey in the building. Trae Young pulling another. Can't get that one to fall. Pacers headed the other way. Alex Poitras again looking to take advantage inside. He passed the ball.
Well, they had numbers. I mean, Poitras had his pick. He could have went to Ben Moore, but he decided to go to Travis Leslie with an easy bucket.
Travis Leslie now stepping up to the free throw line. And TJ Leaf, who was able to take advantage inside and out all throughout that first half, has left knee soreness. He's not going to return to this game. Detroit, by the way, made their 2 free throws. They're now up by 5 in Cox Pavilion.
TJ Leaf has enough ice, boy. He has everything. That's what you got to do, though. You got to ice and calm down the inflammation in the body. Get healthy as soon as you can after games.
21 years old. That's when knees would rebound immediately after icing them. Do you remember that?
Yeah, iced a lot.
So necessary.
It is. Still icing. Even after yoga, I might go home and ice.
I have to ice my knees sitting here after doing this game with you. Like watching it makes my knees hurt.
You're 22, Christian.
Ish. 22-ish. Oh, wow. The steal goes back up. Johnson with the finish. Alize Johnson. with the finish to put the Pacers up 73-48. The Hawks now with 2 more. You played, by the way, Smitty, 80 or more games 4 different times throughout your career. How difficult is that to go nearly the duration of an NBA season?
It's extremely hard. Back in the era when I played, it was very physical. 14 years, long time. There's Hawk coach Lloyd Pierce in his first year getting a chance to watch. His team is down 22. He's not happy right now.
Pacers leading the way 73-51 over the Atlanta Hawks here in the 3rd quarter. We are welcoming now, I guess this is the 4th member of our broadcast team, Miles Turner, and a broadcast professional. I know this from our time on Inside Stuff. Welcome. Thanks for taking the time. I mean, you've got to be proud thus far of what you've seen from these young guys.
I'm proud of everybody, man. I've watched, a lot of these guys in their draft workouts. We've seen a lot of these guys over the years, and everybody just competes. I mean, that's just one thing. I feel like we really established a culture over in Indianapolis, and these guys are following the blueprint, and it's incredible to see them out here just executing it.
Miles, talk to me about the summer for you, and I know you're a competitor. I remember the young times when I was in the playoffs and you lose, Kristen. You just had that bitter taste the entire summer.
Yeah.
Tell me, how's that going?
Well, it's especially rough with a Game 7. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And this summer for me, I probably took a week and a half off, and I want to get right back to it. I've been doing a lot of, things that just kind of been pushing myself in my comfort zone, doing a lot of different yoga classes. I love the yoga, man. I really do. I really do. It's just been. I've been really doing the yoga. I've been embraced boxing as well, doing a little MMA training.
That's my favorite.
All right, a little jack of all trades over here.
And
then, I've been in the pool a lot, doing pool workouts, sand workouts. It's a lot of things, different things, just to kind of, push myself on my comfort zone and challenge myself.
Yoga, boxing, pool work. What else you say?
What else?
The sand as well. Weight room, of course.
Cooking?
No.
Cooking?
Nah. It's not
He
really.
also has a song and dance prepared.
I'm not Victor Oladipo, man.
Yeah, where's he? Man, I was promised better. What, though, would you say was your one takeaway from that 7-game series? How much do you feel like you grew in that series alone?
Well, I feel like this year, I had to step up. Just the past 2 years, I've had, you had a Paul George, had a Monte Ellis, you had guys that come in and step up there and take, a lot of the load. But, this year, it was me, Vic, Belmont's boy. It was more of a team effort, but I feel like I had to step up my game, more than I had in the past, and I want to continue to step up my game here in the future. So it was good, like a little taste of what that, what each next round is going to be, and that's what I'm really looking forward to, man. I've been in the league for 3 years, made the playoffs every year, but I haven't been out the first round yet. So it's just something that sits with you and obviously motivates you.
You have Nick McMillan, your coach, sitting here, who did a fantastic job with you guys last year. In that exit meeting, what was some of the things he wanted you to work on in this summertime?
Well, first off, we have our whole Pacers organization in there for, and that's how it is everywhere. At every practice, every game, everybody's right there supporting us. And the biggest thing they preach is about defense. It's I know I'm a shot blocker, but I still have to be able to guard these guards in the perimeter. The new NBA game is transitioning into fives having to guard ones having to guard fives, and just switching. So really one thing to embrace, that side of the floor, and then it's one thing that I'm going to do.
What then is the advice that you would give these young guys out here, competing for a job? They've got a job on the line.
Yeah. The biggest thing is you got to do what you do. Don't do things that, think's going to impress people. If they brought you here for a reason and they want you to do that, you have these guys that are coming here, they can score, they can do this. You come into a team where you have a Victor Oladipo, you have a Miles Turner, you have a Bojan, you have people that are already in these roles. You don't have to come in here and try and score. Get out there and get the rebounds, go out there, get on the floor, do the intangible things that can leave you out there on the floor a little bit longer. I think that'd be my biggest spill.
Now, Miles, you're a guy that obviously very talented, handle the basketball, but you always got to have those little guards to help you out. And I know if you draft one, have you talked to Aaron Holiday? Have you made that pack already saying, hey, young fella, I'm Miles Turner, you got to get the basketball to me?
Well, I saw the tweet. that you've liked him since your time playing against each other in high school, right?
I did. I played against him in Adidas Nations, actually. I think it was I was a senior in high school. I was a little younger, but we were just going at it, and he just stuck out to me right away. I said, who is this kid? He's small, but he's competitive. he's out here just working. And then watched him play in college, and then now he's here with me. So I'm impressed. I'm surprised. I'm impressed, but I'm not surprised with the things that he's doing over here.
Trae Young with another three as the Hawks try to cut into the deficit. It's now 75-58 with 4:08 to go here in this quarter. Miles, a lot of people, I think, last summer looked at the Indiana Pacers organization and said, it's not a playoff team. why would that trade have been made? What's the future of this franchise looking like? But I would imagine that the run that you all made this season was not a surprise to any of you.
It wasn't a surprise. I mean, I called it from, training camp, and I seen the way everybody came in and was just working in that first week, and everybody just like had this something to prove in them, even in practice. And it's everything that started to fit together so well. Just our identities, the culture we were establishing, and it was just fun sneaking up on people. We're not sneaking up on anybody anymore, obviously, but last season that's what just made it so much fun, because they just didn't know what to expect, and then the season progressed, and we just got better and better. And now I feel like now we're deeper, with a lot of these off-season acquisitions.
Kristen said it best, us experts, analysis was counting out the Indiana Pacers when you see a trade like that. But
well, I wasn't going to call you out specifically.
Oh, I didn't. I love the Pacers. I know Nate. And sometimes when you've been around guys, I know Nate was going to have these guys playing extremely hard.
Yep.
And sometimes you get rid of a fantastic player like Paul George, but you bring in so many different guys that can help you. But I look at it as like what you said is you're not sneaking up on anybody right now. So, you guys are going to be hunted. What do you think is the one area, that you guys got to improve to get out of that first round?
Well, I think we got to finish games better. I think we start games off so well last season, but then there were times where we'd be in the third quarter or the fourth quarter, there'd be a little bit of a let up or a little bit of a drop down. We got to be able, especially on the road, we got to be able to finish those games. I mean, they're so crucial, especially going into the the later part of the season. So if we can get that, better. He missed it though. We good.
Yeah.
If we can get that a little bit better, I think it'll just help solidify what we're trying to get accomplished.
Acquisitions made as well. Tyreke Evans, Doug McDermott, Kyle O'Quinn. What have you thought about the moves that have been made?
I love him. I played with Doug, a couple years ago in the USA select team. He's so much more than a shooter, man. That's what people don't realize. He's athletic. He can really run the floor, and he brings so much more to a team. I feel like just the roles he's been in, he hasn't been able to show a lot of that. And then Kyle O'Quinn, we had the same agent. I was able to talk to him a little bit coming into my rookie year, and just things that he's about. I love he's a great locker room guy, but he's an energy guy too. He's gonna go out there, do the little things, and he can play too. Then Tyreke, he improved his shooting, and that's big.
Miles Turner joining us. Thank you so much for taking the time. It is always a pleasure.
Yoga, swimming, cooking, boxing.
Just get Vic to teach you how to sing and dance.
Landscaping.
We'll be right back. Hey, NBA fans. Be sure to download the NBA app to keep up with all things Summer League. You can get your highlights, scores, schedules with a click of a button. Stay in the know with NBA Summer. The Indiana Pacers lead the way 80-59 here with 2:32 to go in the quarter. What if you're the Hawks? If anything, can you do to cut into this deficit now?
I like Jalen Adams.
A little over a quarter to go.
He's in the game. I like this lineup for them. They have some guys who are going to play extremely hard, a little bit more active and talking. You have Zach Smith who's going to give you that energy. A nice move by Henry Sims.
Strong. 8 points thus far. As the Pacers continue to pull away. Just a dominant performance from start to finish here in this matchup.
Nice job on the offensive glass. Alpha Kaba for the 60th pick, the last pick for the Atlanta Hawks. He's been solid in this summer league.
Trae Young
size.
With 16 points thus far in this matchup. And this is the highly anticipated matchup between these rookie point guards, Trae Young and, of course, Aaron Holiday as well. Trae Young, drafted 5th overall by the Dallas Mavericks, of course, acquired by the Hawks on a draft day trade. They also got a future first-round pick. Aaron Holiday, the number 23rd overall pick. He, of course, the younger brother of Justin and Drew. And this matchup, everything that we anticipated it to be, Smitty.
It was good. On the side of the Pacers, Aaron Holiday just made more plays, and his teammates moving around were just a little bit more, I would say, played a little bit harder for them than up until this game. They moved it better, and I thought Aaron Holiday controlled the tempo better. Trae Young, it's just, they didn't have any movement. But so far right now, it looks a little bit better, and Tyler Dorsey knocks that one down.
Tyler Dorsey, a 7-0 run now. With 49 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Sumner looking inside, but the foul's called.
If you get a chance to see that play, we're looking at the guards right now. Both guys 5'11", 6 assists for Aaron Holiday. 2 of 6 from 3, 16 points.
In such a difficult position to thrive in the NBA right now. Floyd Mayweather sitting courtside, but the point guard position, Smitty, right now in the NBA has to be the best crop that we've seen in all of the league's history.
And guys that do it at a high level. You see Floyd Mayweather, the champ. The Hawks right now, Jalen Adams is limping a little bit. But they've cut into this lead. And I like it. Finally, you see the bench up. Jalen has done a nice job. That's a nice little elbow Kristen he gave.
Yeah.
Bench is loving it.
A 9-0 run. A lot to love. 32 seconds to go here in this third quarter, and they've cut the deficit now to 12.
Now, I want Chris Gent to put my guy Junior Robinson in. He's 5'5", Kristen, but can he score? Averaged 22 points at Mount St. Mary's. Undrafted rookie at 5'5". I want to see him. Look at Tyler Dorsey. I'm telling you, this lineup, we called it, just had more activity. Guys talking, pointing. So you have guys like Zach Smith. I just scored the basketball. Jalen Adams has scored a couple. Tyler Dorsey talking.
An 11-0 run now by the Atlanta Hawks to close out this third quarter. The largest lead by the Indiana Pacers is 27. It's now down to just 10. As he scores, back up to 12.
Back up to 12 right now. Beautiful move by Edmond. Kid from Detroit, 6'5", great handle. Unfortunately for Xavier, but he got hurt with him. They had a fantastic year with him. I think they could have furthered their chances in the March Madness tournament. But he's coming off those injuries, starting to look better and look good.
What have you liked about the Hawks' run? What have you liked about their ability to cut into this deficit? What's been the difference in these last couple of minutes?
What I like, Kristen, is great question is, if you just watch, they've been active. Their offense been moving. Jalen Adams is one of those guys that put pressure on you, and then Tyler Dorsey, 2 guys that did a nice job of getting this Hawks team close to this game of having a chance to win it.
An 11-3 run by the Atlanta Hawks. They cut their deficit. The Pacers lead the way 85-72. We've got a big fourth quarter coming up. Pacers lead the way 85-72 over the Hawks here. The Hawks with 40 points in the first half and 32 in the third quarter. Of course, we've got a couple of, they're Hawks veterans now sitting courtside. And for more on these guys, Jared Greenberg is standing by. Jared?
Well, yeah, you know, we talked a lot about this, Smitty, yesterday with the Hawks as Adams goes in for the transition layup. That while they had lost their first 5 games, you know, 3 in Utah and then 2 here in Vegas, they do want to establish a winning mentality. So coming out here today and playing everybody was important to say to these guys, all right, let's build off of yesterday, where, keep in mind, they came back from 19 down, trying to come back from as many as 27 down here against the Pacers. But what's interesting is you guys, maybe it feels like a little lethargic here. Remember the high elevations of Utah. Again, getting right back to the grind here in Vegas. 7 games over the span of 10 days for this Atlanta team.
Looks like the guys sitting courtside are on that NBA app. They must have heard me say it. The Hawks continuing to cut into that deficit.
I like this group. Jalen Morris, Tyler Dorsey, Zach Smith, Mari Spellman.
Now a single-digit deficit here for the Hawks in this fourth quarter. What's gone wrong for the Pacers?
I mean, no ball movement. I think right now you can see the difference with Aaron Holiday in the game. And that's a beautiful pass.
It was 67-40 in the first minute of the second half. 85-78 here now with less than 9 minutes to go in this fourth quarter.
Got to be excited if you're Chris Gent. This group has come out, battled, and gave yourself a chance. 8 minutes and 38 seconds left, and the Hawks are only down 7, a 27-9 run.
evening in Las Vegas as the Atlanta Hawks have now cut into what was once a 27-point deficit. They've gone on a 27-9 run as the Pacers lead the way 85-78 and looking to create some movement offensively, Smitty.
No, you see a lot of one-on-one right now for the Pacers. Look at the Hawks, look at the bench, look at the energy from the guys. Sometimes you find a group that just wants to come out and compete, and Chris Jen has found 5 guys that are just getting after it right now.
The second half alone, the Hawks have outscored the Pacers 38-23 thus far, but look at their field goal percentage skyrocketing. And Smitty, one of the things you said in the first half as to why some of those field goals weren't falling, they weren't moving offensively, they weren't communicating offensively. Yep. All of that has changed here in this third and now fourth quarter.
You see Steve Gansey, his look, a little bit of panic right now. He upset, he had a huge lead.
Now just a 5-point lead for the Pacers. Travis Leslie tries to get one to go, can't. And the foul's called.
And you'll take that, and everybody's upset because they thought it was a clean rebound by Zach Smith, but he had inside position. I think Johnson did, so he gave him a little push, but you like the effort from Zach Smith, what they've been doing. They are getting up in the passing lane. They have made this a game that down 5.
Again with possession, Adams pushing the pace, can't get it to go in the paint. Pacers headed the other way.
Just the little things like that.
Yeah.
Zach Smith, that's a layup if he doesn't get his hands on the basketball. That's those little intangibles.
Aaron Holiday coming back into this game, looking like they're trying to create offensively. Perhaps pull away the way that they were in the first half. Alex Poitras. Back to Holiday.
Even that play, even that's a miss, Christian. Aaron Holiday drove the lane, beat his guy, drew 2 other Pacers, missed the basketball, but he created an offensive rebound and lane for his Pacers teammate, and there's Tyler Dorsey. We have a ball game now.
We've talked
excited.
a lot about what Trae Young has done thus far, but Tyler Dorsey has been contributing in all areas of the floor. Points, rebounds, assists, just such a balanced statistical effort from Tyler in this game.
It is, and he big time rebound. There's a 3 from Tyler Dorsey. Listen to the crowd.
As we
have a ball game.
He's got 19 now. As the Hawks again try to overcome what was once a 27-point deficit to the Indiana Pacers. Alex Poitras tries to get it to go inside. Looks like he thought he was fouled, but the Hawks headed the other way.
Tyler Dorsey has shot in mind right now. Look, he got shot in mind.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't you?
Oh,
Omari Spellman with the putback. The Hawks' only lead of this game thus far was 2-0. They've come back from down 27, now tied 87-87. Holiday again looking inside, but Omari Spellman gets the rebound. We're headed the other way.
Good job by Travis Leslie. Beautiful move by Tyler Dorsey. Just didn't go in.
Holiday to Johnson.
Holiday.
Finish on the other end of the floor, and the court vision that Holiday has. It's not just the speed, it's his ability to push the pace over and over again.
I think, Christian, you'll get your coaching job. You're pointing out everything.
Yeah, I'm just telling
you. Do everything. Sideline, host, play-by-play, coach. We talked about you being a GM.
Commissioner Silver, perhaps.
Oh, Jalen Adams.
The Hawks, though, coming back from down what was 27 points at one point to the Indiana Pacers, and Tyler Dorsey, such a huge part of this comeback. He, of course, not only loves it, but his bench does as well.
Junior Robinson, and there's Tyler Dorsey stepping back. He misses this one, but watch Omari Spellman. Woo. Somebody has to box him out. It's not bad. This is pretty good. Get a little excitement.
This is Tyler Dorsey's first game back after a couple of games. He's going to go now and sit on the bench, as will Omari Spellman. But the Hawks now within 2 points as Trae Young checks back in. What do you want to see from Trae in these final 5 minutes?
Well, I think right now is you got to keep the momentum. You got to come out and have a floor game, play winning basketball. Make sure you get some guys some easy looks. Be aggressive off the dribble of driving it.
A 36-14 run by the Atlanta Hawks in the last 7 minutes alone. Now just a 2-point game. I mean, can I say it too many times? In what was once a 27-point deficit, the Hawks now with another opportunity to tie things up or take the lead. Trae Young drawing the foul from 3.
Not smart by the Pacers, but I thought Trae Young has to look at the mismatch. No problem with drawing that foul, though. Boyce just couldn't get over the screen and couldn't hold back with trying to block a shot from a smaller defender. If you can't block it clean, you just got to contest.
We watched Trae's offensive ability at Oklahoma. We know he led the nation in scoring, but he also led the nation in assists. Would you like to see in these final 5 minutes perhaps him look to create offensively, look to get some easier buckets inside?
Love to see him push the basketball. If they have some kind of numbers on a break, because then you have a guy right now that somebody has to pick up and he can either shoot the 3 in transition without a set defense or make a play. What I want to see in a half court for him is create a mismatch off the pick and roll, because we know it's all pick and roll basketball right now. And this is the first league since 2-0. And then after that, defensively keep Aaron Holiday in front of him.
Holiday with his own rebound, puts it back up. Indiana still fighting inside. Poitras comes up with it. Gets it to go on the right side and again thinks that he's fouled. 21 points for Alex Poitras thus far. The Hawks with possession and looking to regain that lead.
Now you have to wait. You have the big, so bring it back out. Ooh, nice little crossover.
Gets it inside. Kaba will finish.
Kaba doing a nice job. Alpha and Trae Young breaking down the defense.
Holiday, he'll pull. That one's not going to go. The Hawks again with an opportunity here. Less than 4 minutes to go and their lead.
Nice pass.
92-91 as he looks ahead. Again, the scoring mentality that Trae Young has, but the court vision, the ability to look down the floor, to move the ball, and to get yet another assist. His 5th of the game. Do you notice, Smitty, in these close game situations, well, we'll talk a little bit more about that soon.
Look at this passing. This nice. Taking contact, giving it up. And Taurean Prince is liking this.
I like his shirt.
Not me. But anyway, there's a nice pass by Trae Young. I like his game.
Back to my question then, Smitty. Do you notice with these young guys? Okay. Do you notice with these young guys in these close game situations that they lack perhaps the communicative ability to be able to get their team back on track when they lose what was once a 27-point lead?
Yeah, the momentum was gone.
Right.
And I think right now is you have a team that's excited. They're playing extremely hard. And I think right now for the Pacers, they got Aaron Holiday back in the game, but the momentum, guys sitting, and sometimes you start to think this game is over. I'm not going back in. We're up 27. You have to play until the clock states 0.
The Hawks have not turned the ball over in the last 10 minutes. They had 20 turnovers prior to that. That was one of the things you said in the first half had to change if they had any opportunity at coming back in this game.
You don't turn it over, it does help. Nice
Young
pass.
sees inside and gets it to go yet again. The court vision, the ability to look beyond his own ability to score. And now the Hawks have pulled away, up by 5.
It's passing.
Sumner, again with the reverse, cutting their deficit to 3. Ref says Travis Leslie tipped it. Hawks remain with the possession. Cleveland can't get that one to fall. Poitras pushing it the other way. Ben Moore.
Too fast. Got to get a good possession on that play for you, the Pacers. You had no numbers in the fast break situation. You got to hold up.
2 minutes to go now. The Hawks leading the way by 3. And Trae Young looking to score inside, but no, he kicks it out. And there's 3 more for the Atlanta Hawks and Tyler Dorsey.
That's just good basketball by Trae Young. Turned down the screen. Aaron Holiday anticipating that he's coming off of it.
22 points for Dorsey in this one. Holiday with the pass inside to Moore. He'd finish, continuing to cut into that deficit, but now a 4-point deficit with 1:34 to go in this fourth quarter. Young trying to avoid the trap. He gets it inside, and Smith throws it down. Trae Young
is passing that thing.
feeling it. An 8th assist for Trae Young. Another turnover for the Pacers. Young looking to head the other way. 5 assists for Trae Young in this fourth quarter alone, which Smitty speaks again so far beyond his ability to score, his ability to hit the 3 ball, and looking to create offensively in any way that he can.
And let's watch these passes. Take the defense, throw it to Tyler Dorsey. Easy could have laid that one up, and I keep harping on his passing. It's just as equally as good as his shooting, and this is a fantastic find. Beautiful. Thread the needle, and a nice finish for the Hawks. They're up 6 and rolling.
Tournament continues tonight in Las Vegas on NBA TV and the ESPN app as we bring you Golden State and Charlotte at 10:30 Eastern. The NBA champion Steve Smith with me, Kristen Ledlow, and Jared Greenberg on our sidelines. We'll be sitting right here through that one as well. The Hawks now looking to complete what was a 27-point comeback here against the Indiana Pacers. And Tyler Dorsey looking to create. Final second on the shot clock. Can't get it to go. Pacers headed the other way.
Ooh, they needed that one. Good job by Edmond pushing the basketball, created some space, and Jalen Adams did a nice job. I know he was hurting this with the ankle, but boy, what a nice job he did to get the Hawks back into this game.
That he did. Edmond Sumner now on the free throw line. He made 1 game appearance with the Indiana Pacers in the final game of the regular season. So getting that NBA experience, watching him continue to blossom offensively and continue to grow in that confidence as well.
You're totally right. Confidence and growing, and I will say this is 43 seconds left. Your first play-by-play ever, and you see a 27-point comeback. I'm gonna get you to autograph this box score.
It's like you have to learn how to do. It's like I've had to learn how to do every possible type of game right here in this first game. Trae Young headed the other way. He beats everybody back. No surprise there. The Hawks now leading the way. 103-97 here in the final 30 seconds. The foul's called.
You don't want to do that. You just want to contest. But let's see.
What do you think? Was this a foul?
Put my referee jersey
John Collins
on.
didn't seem to think so.
Yeah. I think you got him on the wrist a little bit.
Well, that's a tough job.
Yes.
You want to talk about doing play-by-play. Okay, I figure this out, but being an NBA referee, making those calls in real time, knowing that everyone's going to yell at you no matter what. I mean, at least with this, it's just social media feedback, right?
Okay. One shot, one possession game. This is not over. View the Pacers, especially looking at the clock, 31.8. You don't want to foul. Ooh. Okay.
Travis Leslie gets it to go and now cuts that deficit to just 2 with 27.4 to go in the Hawks. With the 3-second differential in the game clock and shot clock, Tyler Dorsey with possession.
Good job by Trae Young. I love that he came and got this basketball one-on-one. Him and Aaron.
Trae tries to get the floater to go and does. Each of these teams with a timeout left. And it looks like we've got one called. The Atlanta Hawks leading the way 105-101 with 11.1 seconds going here in the fourth quarter. Smitty, what a comeback.
Great change of pace, great floater, and look at the emotion from Trae Young. Hawks up 4. Take the little bump by Aaron Holiday. That's a fantastic play. That's a big-time point guard possession for Trae Young.
23 points and 8 assists for Trae Young in this game, but 7 points and 5 assists have come in this fourth quarter alone. Now, the Hawks have had only 1 turnover since 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. They had 20 before that. That's been the difference in these first and second halves.
Oh, needed that one.
Tyler Dorsey with another rebound, and it looks like he's fouled.
1.4 seconds left. Hawks up 4. You got to be happy if you're the Hawks to come out and come down from 27 up 4. Looks like they're going to win this game. John Collins is liking it as well.
They have a handshake already?
Already.
That was fast.
Let me see.
We got to come up with one, no doubt.
I got to get my nails painted first.
No, I know. We should do one to where my nails show.
Okay.
There we go. Look at this. I mean, already, right? The audience watching is like, really? A 5-point game with a second to go, and you're talking about handshakes? Yes, we are, because this is Summer League. The Atlanta Hawks win this game 107-101. They come back from down 27 points, Smitty, and it was a tale of two halves. And that guy, Trae Young, the guy that has gained confidence throughout his Summer League stint thus far and had the ability not only to score from deep, but also to see the ball, to see the offense inside.
Yes, and I would love that group of Jalen Adams, what they did. Zach Smith, they came out and put this team at a position to get a chance to win, and then they came out and finished it. Trae Young and also Tyler Dorsey. This was a good game. I enjoyed this one.
It was. We thought it was out of hand there for a second, but the Hawks made it fun. Trae Young led the way with 23 points and 8 assists. Tyler Dorsey added 24 points as well as the Atlanta Hawks come back from down 27 to win it 107-101. We're going to take a look at all 8 of Trae Young's assists in this one.
Just love it. All in the fourth quarter. You can see that one was perfect. I mean, got it out of his hands. He knew where he was going right away. This one, you turn the corner. Easy could have laid this one up. Hits Tyler Dorsey, but a beautiful pass on point, on target. This one, he threads the needle through traffic and with a little bump, and then he shows off his, I don't know if you call them muscles yet. He shows off his arms.
I don't know if you call them muscles yet. My dad calls those your man muscles. They don't come in until a little bit later. But 35-16, the fourth quarter deficit, Smitty. It was a difference in communication. It was a difference in spacing. It was a difference in getting back defensively. All of the things that you talked about in that first half that had to shift. But it was a phenomenal performance by Trae Young. Well, it's been back-to-back phenomenal performances by Trae Young, and he's standing by with Jared Greenberg. Jared?
Yeah, Kristen, no doubt about it. And it's something that happens at halftime, huh? Down 19 in the first half yesterday, come back, win 27 down today. What is it about you guys in this come-from-behind effort?
I mean, it's been working for us, but we don't want to get into that bond early in the game. I think the leaders in the locker room we got onto each other. That's not how we play in the first half. We just got on it, and we wanted to turn around second half, and that's what we did, and that's how we grit out a big win.
Right, yesterday you were doing it with your spectacular shooting from long distance. Today the shot wasn't necessarily falling, but 5 fourth quarter assists. What were you seeing out there that allowed you to play make?
Well, I think that's the beauty of my game, and the great teammates I have around me. I mean, every time I'm coming off different things, I'm seeing different defenses, double teams, and just trying to find my teammates and make the right play. And my teammates did a great job of finishing and making plays, and that's the reason why we won.
And how about having Tyler Dorsey back after missing the last 2 with a hip injury?
Tyler Dorsey played amazing today. I mean, he's a big reason why we won today. Without that shot making he did today, we wouldn't have won. And so I'm just happy he did his thing, and he was a big-time player today.
Well, Cher Care will be proud. The Cardiac Kids, the last 2 days after going 0-5, Kristen, they come from behind from 27 down to win it.
Thank Thank you so much.
The comeback kids indeed. The Atlanta Hawks win it. We've got, well, we have another upset, folks. That was an 18 seed upsetting a 15 seed. I would guess your summer league bracket is now busted.
No, not at all. I only picked one winner. That's it. I'm just picking a winner, OKC.
So the Atlanta Hawks advance now, taking on the Portland Trailblazers in the Portland bracket. That game is going to be Thursday at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Again, what a comeback by the Atlanta Hawks.
I loved it.
And made it at least exciting for those last couple of quarters. As we will be here for the next one as well, the Golden State Warriors taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Look at that. What do you do after a performance like that one?
Go over there and talk to Floyd and
you go speak to a fan.
And a big time fan. Floyd loves the NBA and get some pointers from how to train from Floyd.
The Hawks win it. Our final score 107-101 over the Pacers. And we have more Summer League action coming your way next on NBA TV and the ESPN app as we bring you Warriors and Hornets. Stay with us right here.